Good afternoon to all of our visitors here at the North American Bear Center, and good afternoon to those of you tuning in online. My name is Spencer. I'm the Assistant Director and In-House Biologist here at the center, and it's 12:30, which means it's time for our broadcast enrichment program. Now, normally, we have bears down here for the enrichment, because the bears need enrichment. I don't need any enrichment in my life. I'm all good. But our bears live in a captive environment here at the center, and when you move them from the wild and put them in captivity, and they are ambassador bears here at the center, they don't have the same challenges of those wild bears. That means their lives are not enriched enough to keep them doing stuff. Up in the wild, the bears constantly have challenges and things that keep them stimulated and doing things. Our bears don't have that because they don't have predators. They don't have to worry about where their next meal comes from. They don't have to worry about raising offspring and protecting those offspring. They don't have to worry about competition, really. So bears in the wild are constantly being stimulated by worrying about all those things. Our bears don't have that. So what we do is we enrich them. If you've been on our tours today, you probably heard some of our tour guides and our interns talk about the enrichment that we do, but it's basically to give the bears a type of puzzle that they solve for a food reward, or it's a scent version of enrichment or something like that. Sometimes it's as simple as walking around their enclosure and rubbing up on the trees. So when the bears are allowed in the main enclosure, we'll have our staff come up to the trees like this and kind of rub all over them, leaving our scent all over them. This is how the bears do it. They have the productive gland at the back of the neck. We don't, but we leave our scent on it. Then when we let the bears out, they'll come and check out all this stuff. They'll sniff it, remark it for themselves, and that's a form of enrichment. To them, there's an intruder in the territory, and it's leaving markings, all over the place. They want to go remark that for themselves. But again, it stimulates their brain activity. That's exactly what the enrichment is designed to do. So I know there's no bears out here right now, and like I said, I don't enrichment, so I'm not going to be getting an enrichment. So what we're doing right now on these broadcasts is kind of updating you folks that are tuning online, because we do this program live for our online viewers, and we those of you at the center today, obviously if you're in the viewing area, you can hear me as well. But we normally, again, would have bears down here, but right now we're just kind of keeping folks updated on what's going on. Again, right now in Ely, the weather's nice again. It's nice and cool, mildly hot, which is way better than the previous 2 weeks that were grossly hot. It's also better for our bears. They currently have their winter coats on still. That shedding process might start to begin here soon, but right now, if you're a black bear, you have a black-colored winter coat on. Well, at least most of them. Some black bears aren't black. Some black bears can be brown, blonde, white, or a bluish-gray. Our bears at the center here are all black, so they do, in fact, have black winter coats. That can get quite hot, even on a nice, mild day like today. We've actually recorded the tips of their hairs being in excess of 180 degrees Fahrenheit. In direct sunlight, so they can get quite hot. That's what the pond features for, and the bathtubs and the enclosures keep the bears nice and cool. But now that we're in this more mild temperature, again, the bears are liking that a little more. The staff's liking that a little more. The bugs, unfortunately, also liking that, and we still have lots of bugs. So that's been kind of the word this year. It's a particularly bad bug year. I feel like we say that every single year, and every year is a bad bug year. But I would have to agree that this year does seem proportionately, or at least marginally, worse. Black flies, sand flies, and mosquitoes are all out in vast numbers, and they quickly swarm to you. Right now, honestly, it's not too bad, but once you get out into the wetter spots in the woods or the darker, shadier spots, you get swarmed pretty quick. Also, the ticks are pretty bad this year. Luckily, if you're a bear, you really don't have to worry about those things. A black bear's fur, it has two layers of it, first of all. That outer layer, or the guard hair is what we call it, very long, lots of spaces in between them. It acts as kind of like a brush guard, so when they're walking through the woods, the sticks and stuff don't poke them and scratch their skin. Their underlayer, though, nice and thick, but short. It's very, very dense, though, and that prevents most biting and stinging insects from getting to their skin layer to be effective. So bears don't have to really worry about the stuff that we have to in terms of those bugs. So they're probably doing all right. Now, for the fencing project, they are coming along quite nicely. We're really excited. The end is near. I mean, we already have one pen done. Most of this front main enclosure is done. And then as you round the corner, which I know the camera can't see, we're just getting almost finished up with the other two pens. So pretty soon here, we'll have 3 completed pens. They have 2 more individuals. So we're going to have 5 total at the end, 4 along where we had our historical pens. The one new one right here in the corner will be the 5th one. But we'll have 4 more up and around the corner. They have 2 mostly done, which means there's just 2 more before we can start letting bears out again and getting them to check out the new areas. So we're really excited about that. They're working hard today. We've been talking to them. They're making bear dens for us, so all the dens in the enclosures will look like this one from here on out. In fact, they'll actually look better than this one. So this one was made with some rocks. They stacked rocks here on each side, and they put a nice roof on it. And actually, there's another rock back here, and they looks like did a little bit of dirt. These new ones, though, even better. So each of the private enclosures, instead of having the chalets or the dog houses, whatever you want to call them, or the cement bunkers like that we currently have for Lucky and Holly, will all be more natural dens because we've seen that the bears seem to prefer this type of den over kind of some of the other human-made structures. And we're also going to put a few new ones in the main enclosure. They haven't started on those yet. That'll be one of the last things they do before they leave. But they're going to put a few somewhere in the main enclosure as well, in addition to this one. So we'll have, I believe, 3 rock dens in the main enclosure, giving the bears plenty of options. So, poor Tasha, right? If you followed us for the past 2 years, everybody's like, poor Tasha. She makes 2 dens every year. She makes 1, and Holly finds it such a nice den that she takes it from her, which is great for Holly, not so great for Tasha. So, poor Tasha, right? But now she'll have plenty of options. So hopefully Holly will actually just pick her own den and make it herself this year. We'll see what happens. But at least it'll be easier for Tosh to make that second den, as we'll have plenty of other options for her. So yeah, I obviously you can't hear the audio besides what I'm saying on the cam, but I can hear them. Sounds like they're stacking rocks or digging out rocks back there right now. So I've seen 2 of the new dens. I've seen the den in here. We've actually already got seed down on this one. So this, instead of having a nice flat top like this one, they all have a nice big mound. All right, and there's vegetation that we've planted or seeded on the top. It's mostly clover. Not only will that provide food for the bears, but it'll also provide shade. The deeper and thicker and more insulated these are, the less chance the heat penetrates in there and warms them up. So they'll also stay really cool for the bears, which is important as well. Not only do they have the pond to cool off in, they'll all have a nice, cool den to go chill out in and relax. So, again, we're really excited about it. We're really hoping, again, they're getting it done as fast as possible. We've had a lot of random hiccups come in to play. And, a big project like this isn't the easiest thing to plan, but this crew has been awesome. They've worked with us and the people where the fence came from to, fix every little issue we've come against. And they've just done an awesome job. Here's one of them now. He's taken by with a big piece of fence to go get it cemented into the ground. So, again, they're working hard. And, it's nice to see that they're doing that. We're lucky to have a crew like Low Impact to come out here and work and get this job done for us. They're so swamped. They got all kinds of projects going on all summer long, and this has already gone a lot longer than we initially planned, yet they're still here. They're sending us different guys all the time to work on it, so they've just been quite a blessing for us to be able to do this, especially where we're at. We're up in Ely, Minnesota. Our town has 3,200 people. There's not a lot of businesses and not a lot of options, and we were just lucky enough to have a solid crew like Low Impact to be able to do this for us. So we're pretty pumped about it. And, I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, the new fence is just looking terrific. Kind of looks like we're building something to keep in some dinosaurs. I know it's a lot more extensive and bigger than what we've had in the past. That's just because this is the new standard. This comes from a zoo fencing company that's specific to making fences for zoos. They make fences for giraffes, lions, tigers, other big cats, gorillas, all kinds of stuff like that. And this is just what the new standard is. When we built the original fence in 2007, that just wasn't the standard at the time. It is now. We'd like to have for our center. We consider this place to be an awesome place, and we want to be considered right up there with some of the other bear facilities around the country as some of the best. And in order to do that, you got to have the best. So we got a fence that's not only going to be better for our bears, better for our guests, and safer for our staff, all of the above. It's just going to be better in every which way, which will just be awesome for everybody, the bears, the staff, and the guests. So, again, we couldn't be more excited to get this done and have this new beautiful fencing and get the bears out and enjoying their summer here soon too. So that's about all I have for updates for everybody. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I know I'm just going to double check that no one sent me some messages while this is going on. I know last time we had some mic issues, so I do apologize if it's been cutting in and out on you inside. We're still working on getting some of those things ironed out with the construction and whatnot. But thanks everyone who came today at the center. We really appreciate you being here. All of you had to pay an admission price to be at the center today. We're very appreciative of that, your willingness to pay that price, because we are a nonprofit. We don't receive governmental funds of any kind. We care for the bears and teach people about them with a budget based on that admission price you pay, any gift shop sales that we make, and any donations. So again, we're really appreciative that you'd be willing to spend that time and money with us today here at this center. And for those of you tuning in online, I know that's free, but thank you so much for the support from far and away. We have tons of volunteers that can't come up here to help us because they just live far too away. So they log in from their homes and volunteer their time that way by driving the cams and helping us out in other ways. So, hey, thank you to those volunteers, especially the ones helping putting on this program today. I know someone's driving the camera because I've been seeing it move around. So thank you, who's ever on there. I know it's probably one of our pond chatters, our moderators. Thank you guys for helping out with these programs. We do appreciate that. And then those of you viewing from home today, thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for spreading the good word of the Bear Center around to people. We appreciate your support from far and away as well. So thanks to everybody who tuned in. We do these programs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30. And again, hopefully soon we'll actually have some Bears down here instead of me or whoever else is doing the broadcast on any given day. But shortly, soon, we should have some Bears down here for Bear enrichment instead of Spencer and Natasha enrichment, which we've had lately. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. The next broadcast will be Monday at 12:30, and I will see you then, or you will see Natasha then. Thanks again, everybody, and we hope you all have a great rest of your day.